This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday morning. Now, earlier we spoke about car licensing renewals, and we're here to help you this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. There's been some mixed responses this week about the new rules of renewing your car license, with all South African drivers required to provide proof of residence and then also proof of postal addresses when renewing or applying for a renewed vehicle license. This is according to the National Road Traffic Regulations, which came into effect of the 1st of this month. Now, we're going to clarify a few things here. We've got some of your questions, and also we have the spokesperson for Minister of Transport, Ishmael Nisi. Welcome to the show. You're live on Expresso.
Ilana, good morning, and good morning to the viewers.
Now, some members of the public, they're unsure. They are really confused. There's a new rule that's come into effect. I have to ask, why has the Department of Transport decided that you require a proof of residence and a proof of postal address when applying for a renewal of a car license?
Ilana, this will assist us to verify the particulars of the license holders and the car owners on our e-notice system for the purpose of making sure that all the people registered on the e-notice are promptly and timeously receive vehicle and driver's license renewal notices and any other road traffic related communication. But
now we've asked some of our viewers to give some questions because we'd like to answer it for them. I mean, the circumstances around this, and I must say, people are really confused. Bongi and Tembu, she asked the following, and I'm reading her question, Mr. Nisi. She says, I'm a student at varsity, and I'm living with my parents, so she does not have a home that is her own, right? She says, I was at the licensing department today, and they refused to register my vehicle without a proof of postal. I don't receive utility bills because she's now unemployed. She's a student. She says, what can I do to have a proof of address?
She must be able to take a utility bill of her parent or any clothing account or cell phone account. Together with the parent, they go to the police station and make an affidavit. So it means the parent make an affidavit on behalf of the student saying that this is my child who stays in my house, therefore I take liability in terms of providing the domicile for her. Then that will suffice when they come to the traffic license department.
Mr. Nisi, I can't help but pointing out, I know that there's other rules, and I'm going to bring this in. You know, when you apply for the passport and the underbridge certificate, we talked about this in the previous time. Now, does the parent that goes with the child, does it only have to be one parent that goes with to the police station for the affidavit to prove now that she lives with them and that it is their child?
Yeah, the parent whose bill is registered under can do that, either the father or the mother.
All right.
But the authorities would want to see the name of the person whose the bill is registered under.
Okay. Mike Stafford asked the following. He says, if you are living and working overseas, but you own a car in South Africa, how do you renew your license without a South African residential address? I know of a few circumstances like this. What can you say to Mike?
Well, what Mike must do, Mike can make an affidavit that confirms the proof of residence in a foreign country if he has that. But of course, exclusions will be applied for such kind of a driver. But as long as they are a South African a driver's holder, surely there must be a domicile in any other way that makes that person to be a South African. So what we would therefore require in such instance is the proof, obviously, the passport that, look, I also reside in another country, but I'm also a South African resident, and the affidavit that will be made in the police station under oath will be able to assist us to be able to point this person to a particular direction.
Okay.
Because there is no any other way where people will say when they are in South Africa they are not staying somewhere. So that cannot be the case. So we encourage them to make that affidavit and also provide any other account that they might be receiving themselves or any other person who take charge of their stay when they're in South Africa.
Okay. Mr. Nisi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Mr. Ishmael Nisi, spokesperson for the Minister of Transport, joining us this morning. If you just tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast show, we're talking about the car licensing, the new rule that came into effect from the 1st of this month, saying that you need proof of residential address and postal address, and we're answering your questions around it. Thanks again, Mr. Nisi, for joining us this morning. We're also asking on our platforms this morning, what do you think of the draft car license rules? What do you think about it this morning? We've had some of your questions. Let us know on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, or tweet us at Expresso Show with a hashtag as well, Expresso Show. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show. We hope we answered some questions for you. It's time for the news.